Lubricate your life. No, but for real though, I can come in here with the script that I've been brewing on for week, year, month, day, etc. I can also come in here with a list of astrological transits that are taking place at this moment and moving forward and what has been and etc. etc. And I will in certain places, and you know where to find those certain places. But yeah, lubricate your life is my new moon affirmation. No, no mockery here. It's just I really, truly, deeply believe in the mundane as where our magic is restored, where it lives, where it resonates most. I'm incredibly tired of this like aesthetic thing being what's like programmed us into believing what is medicine, because there's nothing like a good cup of tea. There's nothing like, you know, taking that time to begrudgingly or lovingly change out your sheets, let alone wash them, fold them, and put them on, maybe even the same fucking day. There's something deeply medicinal in setting yourself up for success, and also let there be a reminder that we define our own success here. Okay. So lubricating your life is something that keeps coming through, in the sense of, if you know that you like to take your jewelry off as you come into the front door, you know, I wear my amulets as I go out into the world, and when I come back, it's like a sensory thing. I just want to like yuck it, you know. So make an altar for those things as you come into your house, instead of like, you know, well, I have to put this here, put that there. Or even when I was getting ready to stage my life for this moment, this interaction, and Kismet joined me. I was realizing like all of the things I had like imagined were not in the places they're supposed to be. And this doesn't mean that everything needs to be fixed and stays in certain places, etc., etc. But put everything back in its place is something like I was just yelling to myself, to the house spirit, because everything does have a place. And we create the spaces for those altars, right? I think so often, especially in this like urgent culture, this immediate gratification culture, this likes, click, dopamine receptor, you know, fried culture, it creates an illusion between like what you're aspiring to be and who you actually are. And I do feel that this is the season of really getting fucking honest, and not honest in a way that like you're carceral, because remember, we're abolitionists, and that means what? We don't police who? Okay, yeah. But that also doesn't mean that we have like no boundaries with ourselves. We have no follow through, right? We can have discernment all we want, but if we're not following through on our intuition, that is what? Self-abandonment. A lot of the times you might not believe in what you're aspiring to be or who you are, because you lack the self-trust that is developed during the process of fucking around and finding out and following through. There is discomfort. There's going to be discomfort, and I don't put that out there in a way that's lightly, and I don't put that out there in a way that like I can describe how to evade pain in your life, because one, our pains are very particular to our edges, right? We all have different edges. We all have different traumas. We all have different things we are hiding from ourselves and each other. We all have different secrets that some of us might not even be aware we're keeping from ourselves. Because we might not either have the language for it, we might not have the mirror for it, we might not have the heart to really open up that box, right? And you know, I got winded talking about all of it, and I just feel so passionate about it, and I just gonna take a second because it does take deeply cultivated compassion to continuously look at yourself honestly and look at yourself through the lens of actual reality, not the projections that others have casted on you, consensually or non-consensually. It's hard to look past maybe past versions of yourself you haven't buried yet or created even a closing ritual for. Or maybe those past selves you weren't in a space that you could hold reverence for, and so this is a moment of soul retrieval. You know, there's so many different ways we can create ritual, and I use ritual as a placeholder for routine as well, because I do believe routines have a very quick way in dominant culture to become something that is carceral, that is punitive, that is not nice. but we can be kind, and kindness includes you and your ecosystem. Kindness includes, I see your humanity and you still had me fucked up. Kindness includes, I can understand why you would act that way or why you would do such a thing, but I will not tolerate it. You know, there's an easiness, because it's not easy, it's familiar, to outsource that someone else is the cause of why you haven't been able to do something. Oh, well, they cut me off, and so that's why I got in a bad mood. Or they haven't turned in this thing. And mind you, there are times in this 444 on the clock. There are times in like workspaces or whatever that, you know, there are systems in place and they need to go at such pace. But a lot of the times there's getting in your own way. And something I tell my students all the time, and myself, because I'm a student as well as a teacher. That is the point of teaching, to be forever student. You have to get over yourself to get into yourself. You have to get over the projection you've internalized that makes you feel cringe doing something that you love. You have to get over the projection that you've internalized that makes you feel some type of way when you see someone out there trying, right? Because as Yoda said, do or do not, there is no trying. So either you're doing it or you're not. Pick one, you know? We can't just keep performing the change we wish to see. We actually have to like integrate it into our lives. And it's through the integration you actually find out, do I want this or not? Does this feel good or not? And we as a culture have been so pushed far removed from what feels good that sometimes you gotta be in the mess about it, because maybe you don't know what feels good. Maybe you don't know what feels good for you. You've been in the external gaze. So another thing I like to express is clean it messy. If you have spaces in your house that need to be restructured, if you have, you know, whatever it may be, to keep this in time, clean it messy. Stop thinking that, well, when this one thing perfectly aligns in this way, then I will have the space to do that. There are certain things, yes, that is required, but also use what you have right now. If you have this, that, and whatever you could rub together and make something happen, make it happen while you've got it. Like, why are we waiting? Lubricate your life.